Good morning, my beloved brothers and sisters. I am so delighted to be here with you once again, and we'll be together in this program. It is a great privilege. Yesterday, we talked about COVID-19, its scope of this global pandemic. We talked about the transmission of the disease and even the spread, how it is spread of the virus to other places, from bats, from humans, and all those that we have talked about, and the mode of transmission, the droplets in transmission. We talked about the signs and symptoms also, and the people who are at high risk, and we have talked about that. And we have talked also about the treatment. But unfortunately, even until now, there is no cure that has been discovered for coronavirus. Now, COVID-19 is we are still learning on the whole process, but still unfolding some information from the studies. Okay, so we also talked about the prevention, how to prevent ourselves or yourself or getting others infected. We have talked about the precautions. Now we have two types of protection, that is external and internal protection. So we will be talking about that also. External, like for example, we have learned that we have to do hand hygiene, and washing your hands with the alcohol-based sanitizers. We also talked about masking up. We use masks to cover yourself. These are barriers. It's a barrier for us to be protected. The virus cannot enter into our nostrils or mouth because this is the point of entry of this disease. So we talked about social distancing, 1 meter apart. See, wherever in your office or in the conference or sitting in the bus, we should be far apart. So these are simple things that externally we can be protected. It's a barrier. Now, for internal protection, we have you have to boost our immune system. This is a very wonderful machinery. It's a wonderful machine that God has created. It is an amazing thing that God is a built-in protection. So it is all because of God's design. God is the designer, and this design is made available for us, and we are here, and God's gift, precious gift, is the wholeness or the health that we can be able to achieve in this life. Now, God is the designer, and He wants us to be acquainted with the things that we have to experience, and things that we should know so that we will be protected and having a good health all the time. Okay, now in this study we have three sources. We have the Bible, and secondly the Spirit of Prophecy. Ellen G. White, she is the messenger in these last days, a messenger of God, giving us messages of hope in these last days. And thirdly are the scientific data, the scientific research that has been made. Now, let's delve deeper on this topic today. In the book of Psalms 139 verse 14, it says, "I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful." It's really true, that we have God is the designer, and it is all in His plan and our bodies are fearfully and wonderfully made. What a wonderful message. You know, when I see this one, I can feel that I can feel the importance of who I am, as God's children. So we ask, why in the world is so sick? Wherever people live, suffering abounds. We ask God, why? Why is it like this? Is there a message? Is there a message from God? Now, in the great controversy, in the chapter of impending conflict from Ellen G. White, it says there, Satan has studied the secrets of nature, and he uses all his power to control the elements as far as God allows. Satan brings diseases, disaster, until crowded cities are reduced to ruin. You know, I can relate on this one, what is happening right now. You know, in cities, crowded places. And he gives the air a deadly taint, and thousands died. You know, COVID-19 is here. We must be alert, because we want to hear and see the message from God with this ongoing global pandemic right now. So the world is so sick. Why is the world so sick? And we must know that in our topic of discussion today. Another text in the Bible, because we get word from the Bible, and that is found in Exodus 15 verse 26. God told Israelites, when God brought them out from Egypt, God told them, and it's in verse 26. It says, if you listen carefully to the voice of the Lord your God, and do what is right on his eyes, if you pay attention to his commands and keep all his decrees, I will not bring on you any diseases that I brought upon the Egyptians, for I am the Lord who heals you. Wonderful. Now let's question ourselves. Let's ask ourselves, why Egyptians? Now, you know, my brothers, my sisters, I have come to a study on this, on the Egyptian mummies. Egyptian mummies are human beings that had been in ancient Egypt. There's a process of embalming, of preserving the dead body for many, many years, thousands of years had passed. These modern people now, modern scientists have studied the Egyptian mummies and found the startling discoveries. And what they have discovered? Here they have discovered the diseases that the Egyptian pharaohs died of during that time. So there was cancer, they found diabetes, obesity, hypertension, heart disease, and this is also found on those ancient days. Now how about the modern day? Modern day lifestyle diseases are cancer, diabetes, obesity, hypertension, heart disease, and now COVID-19. You know, all these are lifestyle diseases. And we have known in the study previously that because of these comorbidities like cancer, diabetes, hypertension, COVID-19 is more fatal for these people, and they go very, very ill, and many thousands of people have died. So this is, now what would we do? What can we do ourselves? You know, these are lifestyle. In the book of Dr. Macmillan, in his book None of These Diseases, he mentions there with emphasis, it says, it is no secret, our lifestyles are killing us. You know, our lifestyle is wrong, it's not, it's something bad going on because of our lifestyle, bad lifestyle. So we can ask ourselves, does God also has a prescription or recommendation of our lifestyle that we follow? Yes, definitely. That's why from the Bible, from the spirit of prophecy, which has guided the church for this many years already, and the scientific discoveries now, it merged together and give us the message. Now, this lifestyle is giving us stress, wrong lifestyle, unhealthy habits. They lead to myriads of diseases. So, one illustration also in the Bible. Let's go to the Bible. In the book of Daniel, Daniel and his friends were one of those who were captives. They were taken from Jerusalem to Babylon, and they were captives there in the foreign land. So King Nebuchadnezzar invited them for a feast. There's a very big celebration to welcome them. And of course, a king, a big feast like that, what's being offered. And Daniel, in Daniel chapter 1 verse 8, it says that Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with a portion of the king's meat, nor the wine which he drank. Now does it give, it rings a message here that Daniel made his decision. Obviously, these young people, Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, are the cream of the crop. They are still preserving the lessons, the teachings from their foreparents. All this, the descendants, the lineage that has been, the message that has been transmitted to all these different generations. They still have that teachings, lessons of having a good life. Daniel and his friends were a good example. So they were tested, and he said in verse 12, Daniel said, "Tell us for 10 days, give us vegetables to eat and water to drink." And that is vegetables, these are plants, and water, very simple diet. And for sure, the result was that they were 10 times better than other young people that side, there. No, so the very important message for us, because even Daniel, because of his choice to follow what God wants, God was able to reveal through him the dreams and all these prophecies that is going to happen in the future, and everything is laid upon all what Daniel has said through God's revelation. So God is speaking to people who are able to grasp with sharp mind, mental capacity, with understanding. So today, findings of scientific research confirm the wisdom of Daniel's diet. It has just confirmed without any doubt on it. So that's why we use also the data, the research, to confirm all that what has been said. Okay, now what happened in contrast to Daniel's lifestyle? There are perverted diet also in the rebellious Babylon. Those people who are just doing whatever they can eat, eating what they can eat, anyhow. So thousands are continually selling their physical, their mental, and their moral vigor for the pleasure of taste. What a wonderful message for us. Christ has given us the example, and Christ declares that our only hope of eternal life is through bringing the appetites and passions into subjection to the will of God. Desire of Ages, Ellen G. White. Now, there's a very good, I love this quotation also, Ellen G. White in Counsels of Diets and Foods, chapter 17, verse 3. And it says, God is as truly the author of physical laws as He is author of the moral law, the Ten Commandments. And further he said, it is as truly a sin to violate the laws of health as it is to break the Ten Commandments. To do either is to break God's law. So we are sinning. We are violating God's law. So now, we are violating in our lifestyle. We violate because we are not following God's lifestyle. A healthy lifestyle. So what is this healthy lifestyle God has prescribed to us? It's wellness, it's wholeness, happiness. So we have the choice. Our choices is ours. The choices is either to live longer or die younger. You have the choice to make, and you'll be responsible of the choice that you make. And it's the same as food choices as well. When we talk about choices, food choices can be also could be made also because by the way, I want to tell you also that we have in this planet Earth, we can choose for our food, and there are only two types of food. Two types. One type is the animal-based food, and the other one is plant-based food. The animal-based food is red, just like you are in the robot, in the traffic lights. When it is red, well, it means that we have to stop. And when it is green, we have to go for it. You go, because that is good for you. You are safe there. So plant-based diet is green. Now what is this in the red light? Red light, like animal-based foods, are causes of lifestyle diseases that we have mentioned. Heart disease, hypertension, stroke, cancer, diabetes, osteoporosis, obesity, and all this. These are lifestyle diseases that has plagued the whole earth, and so many people are suffering. So in contrast to that is the green light. Green light is the new start. This is the healthy lifestyle, physical laws of health. Physical laws of health. There are 8. One is nutrition, exercise, water. We have learned that one also the last meeting. We have sunshine. We have temperance. We have air, rest, and trust in God. So in the acronym is New Start, and you have to learn. It's very easy to remember. These are the physical laws of health. Where can we find it? From the Spirit of Prophecy, Counsels on Diet and Food, and Ministry of Healing by Ellen G. White, as a messenger, has given us this very, very good outline or guidelines. So let's go to nutrition. Nutrition. The very best nutrition for mankind is the original diet given by God, the Creator, and He is the Master Designer. So this is what God created for us, and the intention is to make men and women happy. The humanity that God has created will be happy, and indeed we are privileged to have this. And this is in proper combination of essential proteins, calcium from whole grains, legumes, beans and nuts, the phytochemicals, antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, and from wide varieties of fruits and vegetables are able to provide you to be nourished and balanced nutrition and good health in a right proportion. It's a balanced diet. Now with this, if we follow this one, this will give us strength, gradually build up of your body with vibrant energy and much productivity. It's wonderful. This is God's guideline for us. Now we will learn about power plate. Power plate is a food guide that we can learn. It is a plant-based diet which promote health. Scientific references for more than 200 studies supports the low-fat plant-based diet for optimal health. Because well-planned whole plant foods are helpful and nutritionally adequate to maintain good health and prevent or treat certain diseases. Stages of human life, like people who are women who are pregnant or breastfeeding mothers, even infants and children and adults, even athletes, whole plant food is very, very adequate. Plant-based diet also can reverse type 2 diabetes and high blood pressure, arthritis, and some types of cancers. It helps lower blood sugar levels, it helps lower blood pressure, and prevents cancer. And this has been studied in comparison to those who are meat eaters. They are more high risk and suffer from the diseases. Diets that avoid cow's milk and dairy products lower the risk of prostate and ovarian cancer. So this is from plant-based food, the green light, not the red light, which has so many free radicals and carcinogenic elements from there, which brought many problems to our health. So plant-based diet, which is green light, is also high in fiber and low in fat compared to meat eaters. High fiber helps our gut microbiome. We have heard about gut microbiome, our intestines, the microbiome, and it also have so many phytochemicals. There are substances called phytochemicals that fight against cancer, which is abundant, very abundant in plant-based diet. People who consume plant-based diet are less likely to have formation of kidney stones or gallbladder stones. It lowers risk of osteoporosis. These are the findings that were found in the research. These are their findings. So at this time, this modern age, we have so many drugs in the pharmacy that we can find. The doctors will just prescribe you, for example, to lower cholesterol. Now this is the drug to lower your cholesterol here. If you have diabetes, there is a medicine for diabetes. And this is a medicine for high blood pressure, for hypertension, or even for arthritis. Okay, this is your painkillers for you. But you see, there is a diet for a lifetime. It is a one unifying diet that will be good for all types of conditions. One unifying diet. This diet is a healthy diet that benefits all organ systems at once. It has good side effects. There's no bad effects here. It's good effects, good side effects, and may treat underlying causes of illness. So there's one unifying diet that is healthy for our immune system, which is very important for COVID-19, for that internal protection for us, built-in protection. immune system health diet. There is heart healthy diet. There is brain healthy diet, or diet that is for the lungs, for the good for the liver, good for the kidney, for bone healthy diet. All this is in one type of nutrition or diet that you can have. And it is proven by science, endorsed by the Bible, and endorsed in our spirit of prophecy. So the Bible, once again, let's go to Genesis chapter 1 verse 29. And it says, I quote, "And God said, See, I have given you every plant yielding seed that is on the face of all the land, and every tree that's with seed in its fruit, you shall have them for food." Genesis chapter 1 verse 29. And God added, "And you will eat the herb of the fields," in Genesis 3 verse 18. So, to recapitulate on this one, the Bible diet consists of fruit, whole grains, legumes, nuts and seeds, and vegetables. Beautiful. Now, in Testimonies Volume 3, page 162, there I quote, "All are bound by the most sacred obligation to God to heed the sound philosophy and genuine experience which He is now giving them in reference to health reform." Now, what is this sound philosophy? This is our knowledge, the abundant knowledge there in our library, in our books, the Bible. These are the knowledge that we have. And the genuine experience is our practice. We have to practice it. So health reform is to be taught and practiced by all people. And the Lord is calling for a revival. A revival of the principles of health reform. That is in Councils of Diets and Foods, chapter 76. And I quote Ellen White again, and she said in the spirit of prophecy, she said, "I was shown that God would give to His commandment keeping people a reformed diet, and that is as they receive this, their disease and suffering would be greatly lessened." So the message is very clear. God's plan is that we will be restored back to God's design. Again and again, she has Father said, I have been shown that God is bringing His people back to His original design. That is, not to subsist on the flesh of dead animals. You see the red light in the traffic light, the red light, which is a caution. These are animal-based food. So Ellen White said that we should not subsist on the flesh of dead animals. This is how God showed to her. That's why. Now, how about those waiting for Christ's return? All of us are waiting for Him. I have a message for you. Among those who are waiting for the coming of the Lord, meat eating will eventually be done away. Flesh will cease to form a part of their diet. We should ever keep this end in view and endeavor to work steadily toward it. In the practice of flesh eating, we are not in harmony with the light which God has given us. In the book 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 19, and it says, "Ye are not your own, for ye are bought with a price. Therefore, glorify God in your body and in your spirit, which are God's." Brothers and sisters, stay safe, mask up, live healthy. God loves you.